How many emails has he received on the decision of the New Zealand Transport Agency to start charging car jam and similar web-based information services for accessing the agency's stored basic motor vehicle information?
The Honourable Stephen Joyce. I'd ask the front bench members please to stop this interjection. It was difficult for me to hear the question. The Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Mr Speaker, following car jam emailing their customer database and posting a message on the front page of their website, which apparently has about 150,000 subscribers per month, my office has received about 4,500 form emails on this issue.
Darien Fenton.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Does he agree that free website access to a motor vehicle's history is a cheap and effective way of keeping dodgy and potentially dangerous vehicles off our roads? And if so, what does he say to those 20,000 people who've signed the online petition protesting his decision to claw back a few dollars in the name of user pays?
The Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Mr Speaker, that question is wrong in its assumptions on so many levels. Let me just do a couple. Firstly, the charges in most cases have been reduced on the website for accessing that information. Secondly, the changes that NZTA has made will reduce the total revenue received from providing the service. Thirdly, the business model of the websites that access the one or two items that have previously been free and give that away free, then charge significant sums of money for more detailed reports, has led to massive increases in the number of data, which has meant that NZTA has had to charge for some of that data. Now, finally, Mr Speaker, all this is the reality of having a very old motor vehicle register, which is unable to provide the information easily to the users, and that's because the previous government over 9 years never spent the money to update the motor vehicle register. It's true.
Darien Fenton.
9 years.
Darien Fenton.
To the Minister, by applying this user pays model to motor registration information...
Order. I apologise to the member. Could I ask her front bench colleagues, please? It's difficult when they're interjecting in front of her for me to hear her question. And what's more, it's discourteous. Order. Darien Fenton.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. To the Minister, by applying a user pays model to motor registration information, is the government telling us that dodgy practices such as clocking odometers, patching up written-off vehicles, flicking off stolen vehicles on Trade Me, or on-selling repossessed cars with money still owing have all mysteriously ceased to be a problem in the used car market?
The Honourable Stephen Joyce.
No, Mr Speaker, and I point out again for the member that the previous government operated the same user pays model, and in actual fact NZTA is collecting less revenue now than it was previously. The transactions the member refers to are 16 cents for an instant transaction and 2 cents for an overnight transaction. That's 2 cents for an overnight transaction, and it would of course be able to be 2 cents for all transactions if they'd got round to updating the motor vehicle register during their 9 years in office when they absolutely neglected core business.
Darien Fenton.
Speaker.
Order. I've called Darien Fenton.
To the Minister, why would the New Zealand Transport Agency have a marketing slogan of, quote, building a better transport system for New Zealanders, close quote, while at the same time it is reducing access to the information that helps make our national fleet safer and making it more difficult for already hard-pressed families to make the best decision when purchasing a vehicle?
The Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Speaker, the member is not actually listening to the answers of any of the previous questions. And sadly, if the previous government had adopted an approach of making sure that the government's business ran properly and taking a responsible approach to renewing infrastructure, we wouldn't be in this position of having to charge 16 cents for instant transactions. We'd be able to charge 2 cents for the lot. And in actual fact, again, New Zealand Transport Agency is lowering the revenue it's receiving.
Question number 11, Jackie Dean.